Have you ever had one of those times when your better half says, "We need something right here. Can you make something to go right there?" Well, this ain't one of those times. Welcome to the woodshop stop. Today we're going to build a modern bookshelf. This is for a client. She had a picture that she took offline from one of the online stores and wanted me to duplicate this. So we're gonna build this modern bookshelf at the woodshop stop. Thanks for subscribing to all my subscribers. Be sure to like, share, and hit the bell notification for future videos. Let's get started. Starting out with a 4x4 sheet of Baltic birch. I picked up a 4x8 sheet at the box store and I had them rip it in half for me so it'd be easier to manage. I need 5 of these strips at 12 inches by 31 and a half. I'll have to cut the final length for these on the crosscut sled. But having them rip the sheet in half for me makes it a lot more manageable and easier to get in my vehicle since I don't have a pickup. I think this blade I'm using is a 60-tooth ripping blade. It's made by Freud. It's been a pretty good blade. It may be time for it to be sharpened here soon, but it's been a good blade for ripping. Now I'm using the crosscut sled with a stop set at 14 inches, and I'm cutting the side pieces. I need 4 of these side pieces. What I didn't show you is I changed my blade from the ripping blade, which has 24 teeth, to a 40-tooth crosscut blade, which makes a much nicer cut. Now I'm cutting the 1-inch dowel. The first cut, I'll clean up the front edge, so I'll know that it's nice and square. Now I'll shift it over to the stop that I've got set, the same stop that I used for the 4 pieces for the sides. And I'll cut this at 14 inches as well. They have to match up with the side pieces. Now I'm going to cut the 5 main shelf pieces. I need these to be 31.5 inches. I've got my fence set up to the right of me, left of you, and it's on an angle, so it should be pretty safe. Now some quick sanding to clean up the rough edges. Get down to where I can see what boards are best for the tops and bottoms. On to the pocket hole jig. On those side pieces I need pocket holes to attach them to the main shelf. I need 6 pocket holes per board. So I'll space these out, 3 on each end. Here I'm starting the assembly of those pieces. There's the long piece and the short side pieces. You can see where I put the pocket holes. I'm attaching those. I've got a clamp on the bottom to butt that up nice and tight. Checking here for squareness. You have to jockey it around just a little bit. Now here I'm marking up where the placement of the dowel will go. I got my head in the way, I'm sorry about that, but it's 2 inches down and 3 inches in from the end. And at this placement here, I'll drill a small hole. And here I'm punching those positions for the drill to start in. Now I'm drilling the holes. This is where I will attach the screw to the dowel. Now I'm going to attach the dowels, and I showed you that small furniture screw. We've got the screws started, and I countersunk and drilled the ends of these dowels so that it would be a nice guide for the screw to find that hole. And here I'm attaching. I'm not seating them all the way. I'm just getting them just outside of flush, but just for placement at this point. I'll get them all in, and then once I'm happy with it, then I'll secure them. There, here you can see I've got all the dowels in. Pretty cool, huh? I really like this build. This was a fun one. Here I'm edge banding the face of the shelf. And I've got the long pieces in already. Now I'm adding the short pieces. I like to use a chisel to get a nice square edge that butts up against the existing edge band, so you have a nice tight fit. As you can see, that butts up nicely. Then I'll take my iron and start to heat up the glue so it activates, running it across there. I borrowed this iron from my wife. I won't try to pretend that I had this in my shop. I borrowed it. She's a seamstress, so she had this iron for her sewing and stuff. But it worked out great for this project. You're double checking, trying to get that joint a little bit tighter. It'll still move while it's warm. Now I'll cut the other end to match it up to get it all set in there. I just place the chisel down and put some pressure on it, give it a rock in either direction, and it severs it pretty easily. And then you got a nice mating joint. Now to finish adhering the edge band to the end of the run there. After I feel the glue is activated enough and soft enough, then I like to take a block of wood and put some pressure on it, running that across the edge banding to try to get a good seal. Here's just another look at that chisel technique from another angle. Then after a few minutes or so, 10 or 15 minutes, I use a card scraper to take down that edge, feeling for smooth transition. Then I use sandpaper. This is 150. I don't want to use anything too abrasive because that edge banding is so thin. I don't want to damage it. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe and hit the bell notification for future videos. Peace out.